grades or good scores. You have to learn how to present your answer in the best possible manner so that you catch the attention of the examiner while he is evaluating your copy. That is something. Once the examiner opens your copies and sees your copy, he should feel like reading your copy. That is something which is very, very important. So make it presentable in such a manner. Now, how are you going to present the answers in the way that it is eye catching? I'm going to just let you know with an example how you should write the answer so that you make the examiner happy in a way. For example, there is a question: write the importance of management. This is the question which has been asked, and this question carries 5 marks. Now, many of you will start answering the question following is the importance of management. My dear students, I just like to tell you that this is not the right way to write any answer and start any answer in this manner. If it is asked, what is the importance of management? You should start your answer with a simple definition of management. I have been telling you in the classes also that each and every concept should be clear in your mind and you should be able to define it in the most simplest manner so that it is long lasting in your minds. If it is asked management, that means first thing which you should write is related with its meaning. A simple definition. You may recall and you may write. Management is the art of getting work done effectively and efficiently in order to achieve the organizational goals. A very simple definition, which includes all its importance in it. And there is a statement associated with it, which says anything minus management is equal to nothing. And this statement in itself gives the significance or importance of management. If you write this and then start your answer related with whatever has been asked in the question, you are going to make your examiner happy. Then you start following is the importance of management. And you highlight that word. Now, very important thing, just focus on this aspect which I am trying to explain to you, which many times I have seen in the classes also students making a mistake. Now, if it is a 5-mark question, children, sometimes in the question itself it is mentioned write 5 points about the importance of management. Sometimes it's not clearly mentioned how many points you have to write. I have told you, if it is 3-mark question, write 3 points. If it is 5 marks question, write 5 points if it is not mentioned. If it is 6 marks question, write 6 points. That is what is expected in the board exam. Now here, if it is 5 marks, not mentioned in the questions, how many points have to be written? You have to just write 5 points. That is clear in your mind. Now how that 5 points have to be written? One way is we number the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can be done only in the case if you are sure of those 5 points along with whatever is the heading of those points. At times what happens, if we start recalling, we are able to recall only 3 points out of 5, rest 2 I am unable to recall the heading. So what to do? So the best way possible here is you start writing the points by making some signs like dots or something like this to start your answer with. Here you have to write the heading. For example, if you are writing following is the importance of management. Management, first point is management helps in achieving organizational goal. That will be the heading. If you have written that heading, management helps in achieving organizational goals, you put a semicolon there after and you don't start writing the answer from that line itself. You change the paragraph and you start writing the answer from here after completing the heading. You underline that heading that means that is the highlighted part, so that the examiner can see that it is clear in your mind what you are writing, and then you start explaining the points. In the explanation, one thing has to be kept in mind, that you explain the points with the keywords. There are so many keywords related with the concepts, related with the vocabulary which is used in the field of management, and you all are well aware about it. So you need to use those keywords while explaining the point. Explanation should not be more than 2 to 3 lines, because one thing you have to keep in mind, that word limit is set. You cannot exceed the word limit once you are answering the questions. So the maximum words within which you have to answer the question is 200 words for 6 marks question. So if you keep on elaborating your answer unnecessarily, it makes no sense. In the explanation, you have to focus, writing the keywords, explaining it in 2 to 3 lines. And while you are explaining, basically what is explained is, if I am writing management helps in achieving organizational goals, in explanation I will be explaining how and why. Answer to that should be the part of explanation. How it helps in achieving organizational goals. So the key word will be by uniting the efforts of different individuals towards organizational goals. So that is the key line, and that you have to highlight, you have to underline, so that the examiner also feels that it is clear in your mind. After completing the first point, you have to leave 1 or 2 lines and then start your next point with a dot, heading, change the paragraph, start explaining the points in 2 to 3 lines with the keywords, focusing on what, why, how, and then ending the point. You have completed the 3 points. Now you feel, I don't remember the heading of the 4th point and the 5th point. Now what to do? Now this is the trick. Here, if you are putting the dots, what you need to do is, in the 4th and the 5th point, you need to just give your explanations and end your points. If you write in points 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe you have not been able to memorize the 5th point, you have written only 4. At times, the examiner is having so many copies, he will see that yes, he is writing the headings properly, 2 or 3 points, he will be checking it out, and you may be awarded full marks in the paper. So just focus on that part, which is very, very important. Apart from that, also there are other types of questions which you need to focus upon, how you have to attempt these questions. The 4th point, that is related with certain types of questions which have to be answered. There are questions related with opinion based. There is a statement given, and in the statement you are asked whether you agree or disagree. If it is agree or disagree in the statement, or how far do you agree with the statement, or do you agree with this statement? So according to the question, the answer has to be written. Yes, I agree. No, I disagree. And then that is not enough. What the students do is, at times they simply write yes and no without giving the reason. In such types of questions, always the reason has to be given, why you agree or why you disagree. This is something which is very, very important. Another thing that is related with process or steps. It may be related with any concept. Process means procedure. I want to tell you one thing, children. While you are attempting this type of question related with process and steps, procedure is something which cannot be broken. Procedure means sequence of steps in order. That order also cannot be broken. At times the students, they don't remember the order. Process of planning, process of organizing, steps in the process of controlling. These are some of the questions which are asked. Sometimes it is asked, explain any first three steps or last three steps or steps after the second step. So these types of questions related with process, generally it is asked. Even if it is 3 marks or 5 marks, if the process related question is there, you have to write the entire process. There you don't have to focus your attention, it is 5 marks question, so I'll be writing only 5 points or 6 points. The entire process, if it takes 7 points or 8 points also, you have to write those 7 and 8 points to complete the process so that you score full marks. But always keeping in mind that the explanation should be brief. Then there are some questions which is related with certain aspects which can be explained with quotes, diagrams, cartoons. If it is not mentioned in the question, then too you need to see that if you write the answer with the quote or explain the answer with the diagram or cartoon, that makes the picture more clear and you don't have to write too much to that. For example, in example we had taken anything minus management is equal to nothing. That is a statement, that is a quotation which can be utilized while we are explaining the importance of management. Similarly, unity of command, if it is asked, unity of command means command should come from one and only one boss. It should not be different bosses who should be commanding their subordinates. So if in a question related with unity of command it is asked whether it is followed or not followed, you can explain it and you can draw a diagram also or explain the concept of unity of command.